Okay, are you ready to see a two-headed tortoise? Yes, this one has two heads and is celebrating a milestone.
This is Janice the tortoise. You probably noticed something interesting about the little guy right off the bat. That's right, Janice has two heads, and he just turned 25 years old, setting a new record for the oldest bicephalic tortoise, or the oldest two-headed tortoise to ever live. His carers at the Geneva Natural History Museum say a big part of the animal's health is likely attributed to the extra attention he gets, being fed organic salads and getting daily massages, as well as frequent baths in chamomile and green teas. He even gets to go on walks, or go for rides on his custom skateboard. But this record-setting tortoise doesn't just have two heads. He has pretty much two of everything else as well, at least on the inside. He has two hearts, two sets of lungs, you name it. The two heads sharing only a digestive tract and kidneys. They even say that his right head controls the right side of the body, and the left controls the other. So happy birthday, Janice, to, both of you?
One of Friends' most infamous quotes is,
"Joey doesn't share food!"
well, we found the animal version of Joey Tribbiani in a squirrel. A grueling match was caught on camera by a wildlife fan. The scene? A standoff between a pigeon, a squirrel, and its nuts. The master behind the lens shared with SWNS the scene took place just outside her home, where she puts out food for some of the animals that come visit. She said, "Generally, we try to scare off the pigeons to give the other birds a go at the food. However, these days the pigeons seem to have become more brazen and don't budge as easily. They tend to pig out on everything we put out given a chance." And as you can see, Cecile the squirrel, that's its nickname, wasn't having it. Joey doesn't share food, and Cecile doesn't share nuts.
Oftentimes you might get a flock of birds making a meal of whatever out in your front yard. But this is absolutely wild. This couple in Australia say that around a year ago, these birds broke into their apartment, flying in from their balcony. But they're obviously not just any birds. These are wild lorikeets. And ever since their birdie B&E, they've turned this couple, Georgina and Christian's apartment, into their very own personal birdie B&B. They say the birds now show up every day, but they don't seem to be visiting just for the food. The couple say the lorikeets will often just hang out and watch TV with them, or just mosey around exploring the apartment. Here's what the bird feeders had to say about their avian friends. They're super friendly birds. We can touch them and hold them, so naturally we love them, and they've become a welcome part of our everyday routine. Saying the birds have become so comfortable, they sometimes show up with their chicks. The one downside? The couple say that often the birds will get a little needy, even waking them up on occasion, demanding their grapes.
If you thought cowboys were a thing of the past, think again. Dashcam footage from a Michigan State Police patrol car shows the moment a runaway cow was lassoed by a wrangler after a thrilling chase that led all involved across highway dividers. According to Reuters, the footage, which was posted on Twitter by the state police account, was shared after authorities had to close off the north and southbound lanes of I-75 to get the cow off the road and back to the pasture unharmed. In an interview with New York Post, police said eventually after much tomfoolery, the critter was captured and removed from the freeway. The bovine was not charged and is back in the pasture with a story to tell all the other livestock. I'm smelling a Chicken Run spin-off movie inspired by this daring escape attempt, but to all kids watching, know that being a cowboy is still cool and totally a thing to be when you grow up.
We're going to leave you with this. Are there more insects or humans on the planet? Well, there are roughly about 7 billion humans, but there are more than 1.4 billion insects for each human on Earth. That's it for this episode of Buzz 60 Animals. We'll see you back here next time.